and clear. What up, y'all? Come on in here, y'all. Are they hiding the notifications? They don't want y'all to know I'm on. They don't want nobody to know what I'm gonna say. What up, y'all? What up, Tish? Summer Breeze, Clinton Walker, Elijah, what up? Rohan, King, Chris, Michelle, Dana, what up? Tammy Owen, Guy Brisson, Brandon, DJ, y'all coming in fast. Oh, there they go. No, they didn't hide the notifications. What up, y'all? Come on in here. No exclusion. What up? What up, everybody? Peace, peace, everybody. What up, y'all? Yosef Lopez. Truth and Chakra Vibe. What up? Come on through, everybody. Got some more shit. I got some more shit, man. The shit just keep coming out the ass of the goddamn of the devil. The devil keeps shitting, and I keep having to bring it to you. Man, so you seen the title. I found some more shit. A whole lot too. Goddamn. So we're gonna have a lot to get through today. So let me just go ahead and kick it off. So everybody, real quick, if you made orders, your orders are out. Please don't keep hitting me up. The reason your orders are delayed some of the time is because we run out of materials. There's a lot of materials, a lot of that goes into the package, and so people order different things from the package. Oh, Kush to God, appreciate you, brother. People order different things from the package. So sometimes we run out of cards, sometimes we run out of notices, sometimes we run out of public official bonds books. So that's why we don't send off the packages. We got to wait to get more books in, then we send your stuff out. So everybody stuff is sent out if you made an order. So don't hit me up. But man, so Michelle, all right. So y'all see what's going on, right? Y'all see the bullshit? I know you see it. I know you see it. The fake war, this fake bullshit ass war that they got you, tripping about. Who was that? Roderick Roche, always doing me nice. Appreciate you, brother. This fake ass war with Ukraine, they got you niggas tripping over. I mean, everybody in the world tripping. I mean, it's that took over everything. There's nothing else in the news now, right? What happened to the Hokey or the Boogey V? What happened? That shit is. You heard nothing about that shit no more, huh? That shit is Audi 5,000. That's for my old school people. That shit is gone. Nothing. Again, because of what was coming out. There's a lot of stuff that was hitting the mainstream. And not the mainstream news, but the mainstream as far as the people about what was going on with this hokey mandate. It's been all this information that's been coming out. It's been some crazy, crazy ass shit. How the Boogey V, how the Boogey V somehow has a little of the HIV. Please do the initials, the HIV. Has a little bit of that inside the Boogey V. And there's no way that it can get in there by naturally. It had to be put there by some person, or allegedly had to be put in there by someone. Oh man, Antonio De Niro, thanks for the De Niro, my brother. What'd he say? Yo, what up? Oh man, I couldn't read. I couldn't read what you said. The God classes. Everybody checking out the God classes. Thanks for the love back on those God classes. I'm gonna have more coming out. Part 4 will be coming out in the next day or so. So just wait, check out for it. Look out for it. So back to Russia, the fake, all this bullshit going on, right? So the Boogey V, right? So what happened to that? What happened to the Boogey V and all the mandates and all of this shit that was going on? None of this shit is popping off, right? And like I said, it was so much stuff getting ready to come out about what was in it. So again, the Boogey V had the HIV encoded in it, and it had to be some intelligent person who put it in there, allegedly. And then it started to come out that Moderna, some part of the protein in their juice, in their X juice, had a strand of, or it had equivalent to the hokey. It had a piece of the hokey within it, and it was patented before the hokey came out. So how did it get in there? How did it get in Moderna's X juice? We don't know. Allegedly, we don't know. So all this stuff is coming out, right? And we're gonna get into that in a minute too. We're gonna really get into that, but all of this stuff is coming out. Nobody, the support for the hokey juice, the hokey mandates is going down. And again, they pulled the old war, they pulled the war book out, right? But this is not just an ordinary war book play. Putin is a big play on the board because of all the history that goes on with Russia and Ukraine. If y'all don't know your history, you saw the book. Y'all need to check this out. I'm about to get into this right here, right? So everybody go order this book if you want to know who the Khazars are. This is about the Khazars. We're about to get into who the Khazars are from Khazaria, right? So they're trying to distract you from the hokey world order because it wasn't going to plan. And they had to figure out a way to take your mind. Hey, look at this over here while we grab your balls under here, right? Hey. So they have to do that, right? So they had to make a play. This play, Putin was on the board already. They had to make a play for Putin because, again, there's a few countries who are not down with the one world order. They're not down with it. Iran, North Korea, and Russia. Putin ain't down with that shit. Putin is not fucking with the one world order because he has total control. He's like, why the fuck would I give up control to you niggas? I don't know you niggas, fuck y'all. And so if you don't know the history of Russia and Ukraine, it goes back to so far back to at least the 800s when the Kievs, the Russes of Kiev came in and took over Khazaria. See, Khazaria, Ukraine used to be Khazaria in the past. What is Khazaria? Khazaria, I've talked about this before, were the Khazars. The Khazars was like a Turkic horse tribe, like a Turkish fighting tribe, people that lived off where Ukraine is right now, but around the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, right around there, right above it, actually. And they were merchants. First of all, they were warriors too. They were mad. They were horse warriors, but they were mad merchants. Because you had 4 ports that used to come in to Khazaria, right? And so they were a major trade hub, right? And this is the Silk Road and all that. It went through Khazaria. And so they had that. Then what you don't understand about the history of why Khazaria and why the Khazars are, really known in history is because they had 2 major battles with the Moors at that time. When the Umayyads and the Umayyad dynasty tried to come through there. And then later on, I think was not the Abbasid, but I forgot the one after the Abbasid dynasty. So basically, the Moors were taking over everywhere, and they tried to smash and come in on Khazaria, and the Khazars fought them off. So this is big. This is you Moors. This is you niggas. The Moors us, Moors tried to smash on Khazaria, and Khazaria was like, we not having it, nigga. We not having it. So we got smacked out. We got pushed out, right? Then we had some internal strife. The Moors had some internal strife. Then a while back they came back. They were like, let's try this shit again. And then they came in. They had a few more victories on this campaign, but then ultimately the Khazars kicked them out. Then during this time, when this is around the Crusades, this is around when the Crusades were happening, when the Moors and the Christians were really battling, right? They were really at odds. You know, the Moors were taking over all the land, so they were in both of the Crusades. These powers were, you know, were major business customers with the Khazars, right? So they don't want to. So they were like, look, nigga, we battling. Whose side you gonna be on? This is the Moors and the Christians. They're like, hey, nigga, who you with, nigga? Huh? And so back then, this dude's name, the head of the place, his name was the Kogan, right? This dude's name was Bulan Kogan. Look him up. So Bulan Kogan was like, nigga, we ain't about to fuck the money up. Like, nigga, hold up, we ain't about to. Hey, nigga, you got a problem with Jews? This is to the Moors. You got a problem with Jews? Nah, we ain't got no real problem with Jews. Christians, you got a problem with you got a problem with Jews? Nah, we ain't got no problem with Jews. All right, we Jewish, nigga. We Switzerland. Before Switzerland was Switzerland. We over here, nigga. We neutral. Now everybody can still keep coming through the ports, and we can still keep making this money, right? So that's the, you know, Khazaria. They converted to Judaism, right? They converted to the religion of Judaism, and this is called the Great Conversion, right? So this is who you see today, and so basically the lineage of those people are what's called the Ashkenazi, right? Those are the Ashkenazi people, Jewish people, right? So that's the lineage of them. So there's two types of Jewish people. There's the Sephardic and then the Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi are more of the descendants of the Khazars. The Sephardic are descendants of melanated people. All right, so just you can tell the difference. You can see it in the hair. You can see the kinky, woolly hair ones. They're descended from our line. The Ashkenazi, which are basically the ones who run everything right now, excuse me, those are descended from the Khazars, right? So, and that's because when they were at their height, this goes back to the history with them in Russia, because you had somebody called the Rus. They was called the Rus Kievs, right? And so on the downfall, when Khazaria started to be on their downfall, right? The Rus Kievs, which was a combination of Slavs, and so this is where you get so Russia was basically their ancestry is slaves, the Slavs, right? And so until the Vikings, which were really more the old Vikings, you really want to know, were actually Moors, but you know that's a story for a different time. But the Vikings came through and they basically enslaved all. This is why you get slave today, because the Vikings came through and started smashing on the Slavs and enslaved that country with forever, basically, and then mixed in with them. So now what you have in Russia is a mixture lineage of a lot of the Nordics, and from the Vikings, and then the Slavs who were indigenous to that land, right? So that's who Russia is today. And they were battling with the Khazars. This is that region right around there. So the Rus Kievs kicked out, ultimately they kicked out the Khazars, right? So then that's the history of Ukraine. Ultimately, then that country became Ukraine after being some other countries for a minute. But that country is Ukraine. That's Ukraine right now. The old Khazarian Empire. You know what I'm saying? That is Ukraine. And so the Russians and them niggas have been battling for a minute. Now, again, who is the lineage of the Khazars? We got the Rothschilds. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the Rothschilds, the Rothschilds, right? The banking niggas, the banking cartel. They are a part of the Khazar lineage, not the Sephardic, the Khazar niggas, right? So they were majorly in, they basically had their hands all in everybody's pie in every country because of the banking system. A few years ago, your boy Putin, he kicked them out. He kicked them out of Russia. Basically, it was a dude named Jacob Rothschild. That was like the last major banking Rothschild over there. He kicked them out a few years ago. But before that, he was already against the one world order because Nathan Rothschild said in 2015 that he turned his back on the New World Order. So basically, Putin is a lone gun. This nigga out here on the range, like he Lone Ranger, nigga. He like, what's up, bitches? Fuck your shit. Fuck that world shit. Fuck that New World bullshit, nigga. I'm over here, nigga. This nigga ready to pull the strap. So basically, he not with it, right? He not down with the bullshit. They have to start bringing these countries. They have to start bringing these countries in. So why is Putin so pissed, right? Because NATO, which is really America, but that's all the the European countries militarily combined. NATO is so Ukraine. So this is the thing: Ukraine being so close to Russia and used to be a part of Russia because they annexed it. They had took it over at some point for like hundreds of years, and then they got their freedom. So when they got their freedom, Putin is like, look, nigga, don't join NATO, nigga, because he knows NATO is the one world government. So he's like, nigga, don't join NATO because if you join NATO, then that gives NATO the power to position troops wherever NATO is. So if NATO is in Ukraine, then NATO can position troops around the borders of of Russia. And so that's what even though Ukraine wasn't let into NATO, they're making all these deals with NATO, and Ukraine is letting NATO troops and shit come in and set up around these borders. So that's why homeboy is like, nigga, we said, nigga, no. Y'all can't just be setting up the military right on our border, nigga. Right, nigga. And then not only that, the Pentagon had allegedly the Pentagon had some bio labs over there, and what you saw getting bombed at first was the bio labs. Excuse me. So allegedly, we got to do that. So allegedly, that's what was getting bombed at first because he was like, you're not gonna have these fucking basically bio defense weapons. These bio weapons literally bordered right on our fucking country. And so, but Ukraine let them in there to do that. And so that's why he was like, yo, nigga, what the fuck is you doing, nigga? You can't do that. So this is why he started tripping, because they started moving again around in the roundabout way, because they really can't do it because Ukraine ain't part of NATO. But if I make a deal here, I make a deal there. Hey, can I slide some troops over here, my nigga? For sure, nigga, come on. Come on, my nigga. Hey, nigga, take that spot right there, my nigga. You good. So that's what Ukraine was doing. And Putin is like, nigga, y'all full of shit. Y'all stationing because basically it's basically all on the borders, on the edges and borders of Russia, NATO, which is who? The U.S. So he was like, nigga, y'all trying to, and the reason they're doing this is because Russia is not trying to be a part of the one world shit. So they go after him first. He's the major, no matter out of everybody else in the world who don't want to join it, he the major one because he got weapons. He got the nukes, right? So they had to take this nigga off the board first. And they know that he ain't with their bullshit. So this is what you're seeing right now is a battle between, they're trying to implement this one world bullshit and they started it off. You see with the hokey bullshit. That didn't go as planned. So now, all right, let's do phase 2. Because this is always in the works. Probably down a little ways down the line. But because the first phase wasn't going as planned, all right, implement phase 2. Take weapons of mass distraction. Let's go after this nigga because this is gonna kill two birds with one stone. We got to take this nigga out anyway because he's the major force against the agenda anyway. And if y'all don't know what the agenda is, you got to get Klaus Schwab's book. And I just bought this shit. It's called CV-19: The Great Reset. Go get that book. Klaus Schwab, remember Klaus, we talked about Klaus Schwab 50 million times. This nigga used to be the head of the Bilderbergs, and he's the head of the World Economic Forum. Go get this nigga's book. It's called CV 19, The Great Reset. And in there, he talks about all of this shit. Cyber attacks, nigga, about taking out cyber attacks. And man, it is insane what this nigga was breaking out. He told you what the fuck he was gonna do. He like, look, nigga, don't come to me and say I didn't tell you, nigga. You see my book? Huh? Niggas right here, nigga, go to page 97. Right there. Take all the niggas out. See, right there, nigga, want to highlight it? So that's what's happening with that nigga. He set the plan out. Klaus Schwab, go get that damn book. It's on Amazon. You can buy order. It's like $20 on Amazon. CV19, The Great Reset. Now you see, he wrote a book called The Great Reset. Now this is supposed to be conspiracy theory and all that bullshit, right? But this nigga, the head of the World Economic Forum, he's the head of the Bilderberg and all this shit. This nigga wrote a book called it with the book with the title of the book. So that's what's going on right now. It's a battle. You see the one world, you gonna come in, and Putin is like, nah, nigga, I'm not doing it. So they really can't go on the nuclear. That's like the new thing is the very last thing on the table. That's why it's called the deterrent. Because if you start launching nukes, nigga, the whole board is blown up, nobody wins, everybody go home. So Putin ain't that crazy to do it. And honestly, I don't think the fucking the alien federation, the galactic federation would let this nigga get off a nuke anyway. But that's a whole different story. But so that's Putin right there, right? So so this nigga is battling like, nigga, I ain't joining your one world bullshit. And so you can go find reports when he was talking about kicking the Rothschilds out and being and getting away from the domination of the US dollar and all this and that, which is the Rothschild backed dollar, right? So he's on the getting off the plantation, the one world order plantation. They can't have that because your country's too big, you make too much money, you got too much land, and the weapons you got too many weapons. So we got to take this nigga out, which is why you hear the rhetoric with all the American politicians, and they're talking about go to war with that nigga. They talking about World War III with this nigga. What the fuck is you talking about, nigga? Go to war with this nigga? Everybody's talking about that shit, but basically saying it. Like, nigga, and they like, nigga, what the fuck? Because this is the agenda. They need this nigga off the board. When who plays chess? I know anybody play chess, you know you see the board. Anybody you gotta, all right, boop, boop, boop. And you thinking 6, 7, 8, 9 moves ahead if you're a good chess player. And you taking the valuable pieces off the board first. They gotta take this nigga out. He is way too valuable against the agenda of what they got going. And so that's why you see him we started bombing the labs first over there. So, and those were Pfizer labs, just so y'all know. Pfizer, we all know who that is. So he starts bombing the Pfizer labs over there. And then, you know, to show you how this is all the one world plan, the game, the president over there of Ukraine, did y'all know this nigga was an actor, right? This nigga, he is. He's an actor, producer with a whole team. This nigga created a fucking TV show with him as the president of Ukraine. And with a whole TV show. Before he became president, with a party and everything. After the TV show, this nigga created the party. Then he fucking ran for president and became president. Nigga, he's the Trump. He the Ukrainian Trump. Pretty much. This nigga is a motherfucking actor. Who was that? Terrence Monger. Appreciate you, brother. This nigga's a motherfucking actor. And you see him all out in front, and I'm to the death of the country. He's doing all that in this bullshit. This nigga is a motherfucking straight up actor. Like, literally. So this is who the one world niggas have. They have put their people in place, like your boy over in Canada. You don't hear nothing about that shit no more, huh? The martial law that they instituted against the people in Canada, what happened to that shit? with the freedom trucker shit. You don't hear nothing about that shit. Is gone. Then what you see now, everybody in the street marching for Ukraine. Ukraine, please stop the war. Now, the truckers can't block the street to protest for their rights. But nigga, we can have the whole city blocked off now for Ukraine. It's some fucking bullshit that's going on. Nigga, they are mashing out with this plan. Excuse me. But people are fighting back against it. It's not going the way they hope. So niggas keep passing information, keep doing what you're doing, because the shit is not going the way they fucking plan. Excuse me. So, excuse me. So this is that plan as that's going on over there, and they're trying to distract you with the whole thing. The hokey agenda is still in play. They just have to put it now. Because when they had support for it, they could be in the surface. They could be on the surface with it and be like, "Hey, motherfucker, take this. You gonna take this and move. You're an anti this and you're an anti that and move." When they had everybody snowed. Now, when all the fucking information started coming out and all this shit started like, "Hey, nigga, what the?" Like, nigga, this shit. I'm on my fourth one now. Nigga, like, hold up, nigga. I'm on the fourth one, and this is only supposed to last 3 months. Nigga, what the fuck? Y'all niggas is full. Y'all, and so that when that shit start popping off, you start seeing that this is absolute bullshit. All right, let's pull it back. Let's pull it back, guys. Let's pull it back. Bring it back. Bring it in. So these niggas go underground with it, and they still implement every part of the damn plan. Because remember, you got the organization Gavi. If y'all don't know what Gavi is, go look up Gavi. That's the World Health Organization, a created organization from the World Health from the WHO and the Bill and Melinda Foundation. They created this, and they're basically they're supposed to get. It's called. Hold on. Their slogan. Because I gotta word it differently. So it's the World Crack Scene Alliance. The World Hokey Alliance, basically, is what it's called. And so they're supposed to be getting 70% of the world hokeyed up with the new hokey juice, with the X juice. They're supposed to be getting everybody hokeyed up with the X juice by July 2022. 70% of the world. This is what they're mashing out. You ain't heard nothing about that. They're over in these countries bribing the governments to give them the. This is what they're doing. This is how they implement all of this shit. They bribe governments to implement these policies. So while you're sitting up here worried about motherfucking Ukraine and nuclear war and shit, when that ain't gonna fucking happen, they ain't gonna let these motherfuckers blow up the goddamn world. These motherfuckers are still implementing that shit on the low that they once had major support for. Now this shit is on some bullshit. Now they like we. These niggas is on the hey nigga. Hold up, nigga. So this is the major shit that they got going right there. But did you know while they're doing that, they have in play some type of hokey juice that they're planting it's self-spreading. Did y'all hear about that shit? Self-spreading hokey X juice. It's supposed to go into the air. It's supposed to be airborne, like a V. It's supposed to be airborne. And your ass, and it basically, so you take it, somebody who takes it, and they go out and they get among other people, and as they breathe that shit out, and everybody else breathe it in, and your ass is getting hokeyed up without your consent or knowledge. That shit is real. They've already, this shit was in the Daily News. That report is in the Daily News a few days ago. They already have done the experiment with rabbits. They took rabbits, hokeyed them up, released because they had some rabbits had some type of viral, some type of infection or whatever. They hokeyed them up with this new shit, released them into the fucking wild, and when they released them back into the population, all the other rabbits who had this shit, it all died. They could see it died down, so they know it works. It brought the infection down within that rabbit population over there. So they know the shit worked. So they got that coming for your ass. They just waiting on when it can be approved for humans. That's some real shit. An airborne hokey juice. Nigga, you can't get more fucked up than that. The one thing about you taking this shit, the reason why this whole shit is illegal is because you're supposed to have informed consent. That's the Nuremberg Code. You can't be hokied up and nothing can be put in your body without informed consent. That is the law. That's the law in America. But they'll move around these things by getting into these corporations and bribing these corporations to motherfucking impose these goddamn bullshit on you because you don't know shit. You don't know the law. So this is how the government, because the government is not supposed to be able to impose fucking direct force on the people because we rule the government. They can't have direct force on the people. But to get around that shit, if you attach yourself to corporations, the 50 million corporations, and give up all your rights to these niggas, then all I gotta do is just come and put my motherfucking foot on the corporation. Or make a deal with the corporation. Either one, whatever works. And I'm gonna make a deal with you first. If you don't want that, then I'm a motherfucker put my foot on your neck, nigga. Put my foot up your ass, really. So that's how the government gets around it to subvert, to smash on your rights. And don't think this shit ain't coming. An airborne hokey juice. Nigga, that is motherfucking Frankenstein shit. That shit is coming for you niggas. Man, holy shit. So, so with all of that going on, they have a hokey, let's see, a hokey microchip. Basically, your passport. They got the hokey passport on a microchip, and they're testing this in Sweden. So in Sweden, everybody who got hokied up, they got their information on the chip and implanted in their body, so they can just go boom, nigga, nigga, holy shit, that's coming. That's coming too. They have a bunch of policies and plans that they're implementing. That they've planned it again. They planned this shit for at least 20 years. It's been on. They went and got the patent 20 years ago, at least for this. So you know they've been planning this for at least 20 years. And they're not about to let some bumps in the road fuck this shit up because you niggas are on to the plan. Oh well, yeah. Oh yeah, you on to the plan? All right, then watch this. Hey, nigga, go blow up Russia. And they be like, oh, hey. And you look over there like, yeah, nigga, that's what I thought. You ain't on to nothing, nigga. So they have the chip, the passport chip, and it's in fucking Sweden. But also coming out of Sweden, this is the ill shit. Also coming out of Sweden was a report. This is a published report. This is a peer-reviewed report. Everybody agreed on it. No, there's no dispute in it whatsoever. It's in the medical journal. This report came out in Sweden, and it said, now this is the fuckery. Now on the last video, I told y'all that they can alter and through that case with Myriad Genetics back in 2013, the ruling was you can't patent natural life, right? You can't patent anything that comes from nature. However, if you can alter it, then hell yeah, you can patent the shit out of that motherfucker, right? So, we talked about if they can't patent DNA, but if they can change the DNA, it becomes something called complementary or cDNA, then we can patent that, right? So I'm just giving you a recap from what we did last time, because this is important. That you understand how this is super important. So this medical review, they went and did the study. They showed that the hokey, when it goes into your body, it goes into the fat cells. It goes into your fat cells in like 6 hours. It's rapid, right? Protein go into your fat cells in like 6 hours. Then you have something in your cells. in your liver cells, excuse me, in your liver cells. It goes into your liver cells within 6 hours. So you have, and because it's a lipid protein, basically it goes into the fat part of the cells, right? So then in 6 hours already in there, if you even if wherever you got it, in 6 hours, the shit is in your liver, right? Allegedly. So and this is by the review. This is by the peer review. So this is, you know, this is out there in the medical journal. So after the 6 hours, it starts to make some. So your body naturally makes a protein called line 1, and so this is what they call it in science. So line 1 is responsible for converting RNA to DNA in your body, right? So whatever your natural, you have RNA and DNA in your body. So your body will take this line 1 protein and convert the RNA into DNA. You know, RNA is basically the message, right? It's the code of what your body's supposed to do, what it's supposed to do. So this line 1, it takes the RNA, the message, and basically downloads it to the DNA, so it can know, so the DNA, the cell, can know what to do, right, with the message. Basically, is my nail cells, are my, you know, my eyelash cells, or whatever the fucking cell is. The RNA is the message that tells it what to be, right? So this shit found out that after when the Hokey X goes into the liver, after 6 hours, it starts to make your body produce more of this line 1 that converts RNA into DNA. Now that is producing so much of this shit, what happens? It goes back to the original producer, the fake MR, right? The fake one that comes from the juice. It goes in there and starts to convert the fake one into natural DNA into your cell. Motherfucker. It makes your body produce the natural conversion enzyme or conversion protein that converts RNA to DNA. It makes it produce more of that protein so that it can go in and make it, the fake one, turn it into DNA into your body. And it goes and embeds itself within the cell. Nigga, that shit is some fucking crazy shit. Now, going back to what we just talked about, the case in 2013 that it said, if you can change, and it literally said, if mRNA, if that changes DNA and converts it to cDNA, then you can patent that. There you go. Right there. You got the case, now you got the study that proves that this shit is happening, at least in the liver. So, allegedly. So that is the fuckery, y'all. It is the fuckery. And it talked about shedding too. If you're with somebody for a long time, then you can pass this on, and it goes to reproductive. It also goes to reproductive organs. So again, allegedly, this is all in the study. So I'm just saying, the information is out there in the news, published news, YouTube. So a lot of this stuff is coming about. There's a doctor from Trinidad. His name is Dr. Michael McDowell. You know, McDowell's. We got the golden arc. We got the golden arcs. Not the golden arches. We got the golden arcs. But Dr. McDowell, for all y'all who know this trade, Coming to America, Mr. McDowell. We McDowells. So Michael McDowell is a doctor who found one of the patents on the juice, right? And this nigga went. So let me give you I seen it. In his video, he broke it down. I saw it. He was at the patent office, and he had it on the screen. And it had this, and I'm going to give you the number. Now, if you go look at it, it's probably not going to be there. Which, after these videos started coming out, they took that shit down. So I'm going to give you the number. It's U.S. patent 107-037-89B, as in boy, 2. All right? Again. 107-037-89B. 89B, as in boy, 2, right? So you can go look that up at the patent office. Now, again, I saw it. No, I saw it, patent office, you saw the whole thing on the screen. Now, when I went to go check for it, it says, oh, we cannot find this. But I saw it on the way. I saw it on there. So they either hiding it or they're making it super hard to find, which they do on the patent office sometimes. You go to the patent office website, they do make a lot of their shit hard to find. But, so it's in there. And so let's just find out some of the stuff that, some ingredients. I'm not going to say what these ingredients are of. I'm just throwing out ingredients. You know, this is ingredients that is, you know what I'm saying? I had this motherfucker, I had these bomb-ass cupcakes the other day. I had some bomb-ass cupcakes. And the lady who made the cupcakes for me, she gave me the recipe, y'all. She gave me the recipe. Y'all want to hear the recipe? I'm gonna give y'all the recipe. Now, use it at your own risk. Here's the cupcake. This is my cupcake recipe. Formaldehyde. I know what you're thinking, but you know, keep an open mind. Formaldehyde, aluminum, ethylene oxide, super paramagnetic iron oxide. Man, that shit tastes good, nigga. I was like, nigga, that gave it an extra kick. I was like, what? Super paramagnetic? Super paramagnetic? Oh, nigga, nigga, throw me 2 doses of that shit in there. Super paramagnetic iron oxide, my nigga. Then you got super paramagnetic iron oxide nano particles. That nigga, that was the little secret ingredient. She had that hidden in a little hidden pouch. It said, do not look. And she just ripped that off the top and dipped that in there. that was the super paramagnetic iron oxide nano. Just dipped a little bit in the cupcake. And then she had there was some human embryonic kidney cells. I know what you're thinking. Nigga, kidney cells, nigga? You have kidney beans? You don't say shit about that? So shit, nigga. Yeah, nigga, some embryonic kidney cells, nigga. That shit was tasty. Right on in the cupcake. That shit, nigga, them cupcakes was bomb. Then, you know what else I found? What else she said in the recipe? She said, make sure you gotta do this. You gotta do this one. Make sure you get the stearic acid from the pigs. All right, you have to have that. You have to have the stearic acid from the pigs for the cupcake. The cupcake ain't even be the same if you don't get the stearic acid from pigs. That's just, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you if you can't get that. Then the icing on the cake, because this really do go on the top, is called hydrogel made of graphene oxide. That is, nigga, that shit is the great, nigga, that shit tastes greater than motherfucking, you had one of them blue velvet cupcakes, them red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese on top, nigga. Nigga, you tripping, nigga. The motherfucking, the hydrogel is killing that shit. Hydrogel, graphene oxide, nigga. You ain't tasted shit till you taste that, my nigga. That's the ingredients for the cupcake. Y'all go and use at your own will. But that's what Mr. McDowell, that's what Michael McDowell, that's what he found on the patent office. Now, if you go look that up, it ain't there no more. Wonder why. Them cupcakes, though, they was bomb. I'm telling you, them cupcakes was off the chain. But I'm telling you. Oh, and just so y'all know, the hydro, the other thing for it is called, it's like nano razor blades. That's what that shit is. Like, the hydrogel is basically nano razor blades. Hey, she said it needed to be in there. Can't have the cupcake without it. So you talk to her. But that's the ingredients for the cupcake. And please pass that on if you if you want the recipe, if you're gonna make yourself some cupcakes. So real quick, so now getting to the mandates, as we're talking about, I said this last year, that this year, once the election started to come around, they was going to start, all the mandates is going to start coming down. Everybody's going to start, they were going to start letting you do, letting you do whatever the hell you needed to do, because they want you to feel like it's them that's getting society back going again. Hey, we were locked down for 2 years, and Biden came in, and oh my God, he stabilized the community, he stabilized the economy, and he stabilized. I mean, people were dying everywhere, and he stopped it. Biden, like, nigga, that's what this shit is about, right? They, everybody take down everything, all the blue states, take your shit down, because we can't have that bad backlash this coming year during these elections, right? So New York is taking theirs down. California is still with the bullshit. We got to go smash on this nigga. But New York is taking theirs down, right? The indoor mandate. Now the mayor, this bitch ass mayor, this lets you know how this nigga is cooned up. This nigga is locked up. He goes and says that even though they're taking the mandates down in New York, Kyrie Irving still can't play indoors. It would send the wrong message. What message are you talking about, nigga? That he don't follow he don't listen to the government, nigga? When they try to force him to take some shit that he's not sure about? What message are you talking about? That he doesn't comply when ordered to do some shit by the government, nigga? It sends the wrong message. What wrong message? What message is sending, or you sending, when you let unhokey niggas from other states play in the Barclays, which is fucking crazy, but Kyrie can't because he live in New York? But now that he lives in New York and they're gonna take the shit down, you're singling him out and saying this one person, even though this law is being taken down, this one person still, nigga, Kyrie, please hear this, nigga. Please, somebody get this to Kyrie. You have the biggest lawsuit in the universe on this nigga. If he singles you out in the city as a person who, because how many people didn't get hokied up and are going to be able to go into the Barclays after this, when this comes down? But he's going to single you out, nigga. That is absolute discrimination. You have the biggest lawsuit, not only the biggest lawsuit against fucking New York, the city of New York. You got a motherfucking lawsuit against him, the mayor. You can go place a lien on his bond because that is violating your constitutional rights. Go find this nigga's bond. The mayors, judges, governors, all these motherfuckers got bonds. Go find that nigga's bond and then tell that motherfucker, if they don't let you play, you will place a lien on their bond, a claim on their bond. This is some real shit. This is how you get shit done when government look like they ain't doing shit. They not, you want everything done in the government, and politicians just excuse me, the politicians is with the fuckery because they're taking all the money from the special interest. You go file bond liens on these niggas. Just like these goddamn white people been doing with the school boards. They are smashing on these niggas. I don't know if y'all know, these Caucasian people are smashing on these school boards with the bond claims, the bond liens. This shit works though for every goddamn public official who's violating your constitutional rights. So Kyrie, you got the biggest goddamn lawsuit and bond claim in the fucking universe, my dude. Oh, Davey Lee, appreciate you. Say Sidney Gottlieb, continue to, couldn't read it. Damn, couldn't read it. Sorry, man, I couldn't read it. But Kyrie, man, so I hope this nigga does that, because if he does that, because he's a dumbass nigga and doesn't know the law, he can't discriminate on one citizen in the city because this nigga didn't comply with your goddamn fucking orders when he didn't have to. This nigga's not a slave. This is not a totalitarian state, nigga. You don't run the citizens. The citizens are free to do what they will, excuse me, what they will within the confines of not hurting anyone else. And so this nigga has the biggest lawsuit. But the fact that you trying to say that this nigga can't play because it sends the wrong message. The wrong message is you can't fight back. Don't fight back against the government. You can't fight back against the government and win. That's the message. He fought his ass off. They made all these people do this shit. How many people got fired, lost their houses, lost families and shit from all of this goddamn mandate shit. And this nigga Kyrie stood firm. Like, nigga, fuck you, nigga. I ain't taking that shit. All right, well, all right, you can play away games. How about that? You can play away games. All right, nigga, I still ain't taking it. All right, I'll play away games, nigga, but I still ain't taking it. All right, fuck it. We'll take the mandates down. Not you, though. What do you mean, not me? Yeah, that is some fucking bullshit. But again, they need him to be the poster boy for the unhokey, so they can have the Darth Vader of this whole goddamn campaign. They need a figurehead to point to when they say, "Don't do what this nigga did. This is the scourge. This is the anti-hokey, king. Don't do what he did." Because if they let that nigga play, people gonna be like, "Wait a minute, this nigga didn't take it, and this nigga, wait a minute, what?" It's gonna be crazy backlash, which it should be, because they didn't have the right to be able to force anybody to do what they did. So please get out there and campaign for my nigga Kyrie, my Aries people. But Kyrie, man, please fight this nigga. He does not have the right to exclude you from the rest of the goddamn city. And I'll make a special law just for you. Nigga, that is absolutely against the Constitution. That is a violation of your constitutional rights. He can't make a special law for you, nigga. That is some bullshit. Go rip that nigga to pieces with the law. Go smash on that nigga. Rip that nigga a new butthole with the law. Go file liens. Go file lawsuits. Go do all of that shit. So shout out to my nigga Kyrie once again. But real quick, because I'm gonna get to this real quick. But in your schools, I need y'all to start checking what's going on, what they're teaching y'all in the schools, because a lot of these people who are filing these bond claims, they started to find out that they were subversively teaching this crazy shit. Now, a lot of them are fighting back against the CRT, because a lot of these are, Caucasian conservative motherfuckers. They don't want to, they don't want to be reminded that they got, that they received stolen goods. They don't want to be, don't worry about where I got the Lambo from, my nigga. I don't need to know where it came from. It's nice though, ain't it? I don't think. That's what they trying to do, right? They don't want to know where the Lambo came from. They just want to roll the bitch. However, they're still smashing on these niggas with these bonds. So, but what they found out was in these schools, they're starting to teach the kids. So, in one of the scenarios was they had a Gay Pride Day, right, at school, at Gay Pride Day. And to be and so they had a parade. This is kids like fucking, and the age was like 7, 8. Let me give you perspective of what the ages is. These are kids who are like 6, 7, and 8, right? So they have Gay Pride Day. What the fuck do these 6, 7, 8-year-olds know about fucking being sexuality at that age, being gay? Fucking stupid as fuck. So, but to be in the parade, you had to be a part of the community, right? So you had 50% of the school declare that they were part of the community just so they could be in the fucking parade. That's some absolute bullshit. 50% of the damn school is not gay. But you'll make these motherfuckers confused. You make these kids confused because they don't want to be excluded from what's going on, from all the things that's going on at the school. So yeah, I'll be this, I'll be that, and then how confused are you sending these kids home who don't know shit about what that even means? That's absolute bullshit. So they smashing on them with these bonds to get that bullshit out of there. Then there's a video of a girl who couldn't have been no more than like 23, 24, and she teaches 2-year-olds, and she was talking about what a great day she had at school with the kids, and they were teaching teaching critical race theory, teaching about being non-binary and gender and being gender fluid, and I'm like, what the fuck? need to know this. This is absolute bullshit. And they don't tell you this shit that they're teaching this to these kids in the school. And she's on her Twitter or TikTok or whatever talking about what a great day she had fucking up these kids' minds with some shit they don't know nothing about. You don't have a gender? What the fuck? These two bodies have completely different piping. What the fuck do you mean there's no gender? So again, and just so you know, that is one of the laws of the universe. There's the immutable laws of the universe. There's gender in everything. The divine masculine and divine feminine is what make everything go. It's mimicked in everything in life. That's why you have a plug. That's why you have a socket and a plug. Feminine, masculine. Turn on. That's how shit works. Feminine, masculine. Oh, connection. Hey, everything's on, right? That's where the power comes from, is the connection of those two energies. So again, this girl is 23 years old, don't know shit about life. You've been out of fucking school for what, 5 years? You don't know shit about what the fuck is going on in the world. You don't even know who you are at 23. But you trying to teach 2-year-olds about motherfucking sexuality, about their sexuality and gender? Fucking these kids up. So man, y'all got to get in there in these school meetings, these school board meetings, and start getting in there, man. Don't let the Caucasians be the only ones showing up, mashing out for the kids, man, because this is how they implement shit. And shit gets to be in society. They put it through the kids. They introduce it to society. And okay, yeah, it's crazy and radical to the motherfuckers who've been living in society for fucking 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, right? But the kids, they don't know no better. They're like, oh, this is how shit is? Okay, well, I'm not a boy, I'm not a girl. Today I'm a girl, today I'm a boy, today I'm they, today I'm them, today, what the fuck? This is how shit gets smashed on, right? This is how they implemented the white race in society. Back in the 1600s, when they were declaring people to be white, because white is a social construct that they had to create when they saw the Caucasians and the Caucasian indentured servants and the melanated indentured servants linking up and fighting against the main class. They had to create something called white privilege. And so in this time, they went around and the Caucasian indentured servants, they started to play up on their egos. You're like us. You're not like them. We're better than them. Blah, blah, blah. All this and that type of shit, right? But they were like, nigga, fuck that. I'm not white. I'm Englishman. I'm a Frenchman. I'm a Dutchman. They identify with their country, right? So, but they would go around putting this propaganda, excuse me, in town. White privilege this, white privilege that, white, right? None of the older people were with it. But for 70 years, they did this. The white shit didn't just jump off. It took about 70 years before people started really calling themselves white in public like that. And why? Because as they were putting this shit up, the children who were growing up around this shit, looking at it, it started to be indoctrinated into their minds. And they're like, yeah, I'm white. By the time they get you see a little kid about 9 years old, by the time he get 15, 20, he sees this shit. Yeah, I'm white. So, excuse me, same fucking thing was going on in schools with the kids. They will implement and smash on your kids with all this bullshit ass fucking ideology that's disconnected from the universe, and it's absolutely disconnected from the universe. So, and then, which is, again, is widening your child's connection, just creating a wide gap between your child's connection with the universe. Stop letting them do this shit. Get in there and mash on these people. Y'all can't be sideline parents and shit no more with this. This is a very volatile time in history. They're trying to create a new world, a new human. They're trying to create a new human. They're trying to create not only in body, but in mind. They're trying to transform the whole motherfucking race. And y'all niggas have to fight back against this shit. Sorry. Y'all motherfuckers got to get up off the goddamn couch, turn off TV, do whatever the fuck you got to do. This ain't the time to be chilling and motherfucking and fucking relaxing and kicking back on your laurels and shit. No, you got to jump up and get in the goddamn fight. Sorry, niggas. If you motherfucking care about where your kids go, where the future of your children and their mental state, and also being able to take the ancient information and knowledge, the connection and help the world, you can't let this bullshit, you can't let it stand. So I would tell you to link with Go to Bonds for the Win. That's the Caucasian people who are smashing. Go to Bonds for the Win. Look up the Telegram group in your state, and they'll and for the schools, because they only do school district bonds, right? So that's why they only specialize in that. So if you got some beef against your school district, hook up with Bonds for the Win, bondsforthewin.com, and go to the Telegram, link up to the Telegram group in your state, and then start linking up and getting that information on how to mash out and file bond claims on these people, because that's the only thing that can get these niggas to stop doing this. See, they don't think you know about the checks and balances they have against them to make them adhere to their job and to adhere to upholding the Constitution. But there is a checks and balances, and that's called the bond. Sorry, that's right there. That's always the safety net that the city has, but you also have it too. So when these niggas start just taking money from companies, from the government, to start implementing bullshit policies that are against the Constitution, you go file bond claims on these niggas. Go get the bond claim. How you do that? Then again, it's different in different states, which is why you got to get the bond book. The laws differ in all the states, but in in here, it'll tell you where to go look up the bond law in your state and go find it. But the basic premise, I'll give you a basic premise. If you have a claim, you write up something called a letter or a notice of claim. Some people call it a notice of intent or a letter of intent. Right, and so what that has is everything that you want to tell the rights that the person is violating, or how they violated your constitutional rights. Excuse me. All the laws they're breaking, how they violated your constitutional rights, what you expect them to do. Right. All right. Because you did this, you need to do this, and this, and then the time frame in which they have to do it. Right. And then you serve them with that. Excuse me. You serve them with that claim. Now, for police officers, it's different than public officials. So you have to go to something called the City of Risk your city's risk management agency, right? And that's where you file claims against public officials usually. Now, everybody doesn't necessarily have that. It's not called that in every state, but you want to go do that. But also, sometimes that's corrupt because they know people come in and file claims against the officials, so they'll give you the runaround in there, which is why you got to know how to write up your own notice of claim. And then, just like I said, everything, and then you go find you got to go look up the bond, where the bond laws is, and go where to find their bond, right? You have to go find the bond before you write this letter, because you have to put the bond inside the notice of claim, that you know what the bond is. You put that inside there and say, according to bond, you're liable. And a lot of these public officials, these school board members are liable for a minimum $100,000 per incident, meaning every violation that they do against the Constitution, they have to pay $100,000. This is just the small people. The big board members, the superintendents and shit, they be bonded for like $5 million. $5 million, $4 to $5 million. You can go smash on these niggas. So they would have to pay that if you file a claim on their bond. Period. They have to pay it, or their whole life get wrecked. Debt, everything. It's not insurance. Sometimes it's insurance. Sometimes they do have insurance as well, and you can go claim the insurance. But most of the time, if they have a bond, then that's called debt. A bond is debt. They have to put up some type of collateral or some shit, and that can fuck up their credit. So they can't just act like it's gonna go away. If you file a claim on their bond, that shit fucks up their life, right? So this is how you smash on these niggas. And make sure that you don't serve the papers yourself. You hire a process server. You can serve the papers yourself, but if you're melanated, somebody gonna act like you trying to rob them or you stalking them. So don't ever fucking walk up on nobody yourself trying to serve them shit, because it don't work that way for us as a do Caucasians doing that shit. So that's just the premise of how a quick breakdown of how it's done. It's really that easy. And but first, before you do it though, if you want to find out where the bonds are, you also you file a Freedom of Information, a FOIA request, Freedom of Information Act request with the department who you're trying to get the bonds from, because that's public information. They got to give you that information. Or you file a public records request with whoever you're trying to get the information from. So it's either a FOIA request or a public records request in the city, and they have to give you this information. Now, will they give you the runaround? Fuck yeah. because they don't want, nigga, they gonna play 3-card money. They gonna drop the card under their foot and actually have 3 cards up here, nigga. The whole the card is under their face. Nigga, I don't know what you talking about. What bond? Bond? Hey, nigga, bond? Hey, Barry Bonds? You mean Barry Bonds? Nigga, nigga, they ain't gonna, nigga, they are not giving you shit. But again, its process is not as hard, not that hard. It's just getting them to get up off the bond. Once you have the bond, that's a wrap. The rap is over. You're gonna know where to go get the bond. Again, the bond is public information. You just got to make sure you smash on them that to tell them to give it to you. You got to make sure that they know it's against the law for them to withhold that information. So that's how you get back at these niggas. You get that bond, then you write the letter, put the bond information in the letter, tell them what you want them to do. Either, you know, you need to take down these, this is what they're doing. Take down mandates, take down mask mandates, whatever it is. If a police officer if a police officer harms you, you need to do this, and this. I need restitution, or you need to go, whatever it is you want the person to do, you write it in there. It can be anything. And within the law, not something illegal, but anything within the law, if you want them to do, and you say you have 5 days to do this, or I'm filing a claim on your bond, or whatever, however much time you want to give them. But it's really that simple. It's not hard at all. The hard part is just making sure you find the bonds, which is why you want to link up with people in your in your area to be able to do this. Because if you have teams finding these bonds, which is what Bonds for the Win motherfuckers is doing, they got fucking hundreds of people on teams within their cities and shit, crazy finding this shit. This shit is going viral with them niggas. So, you know, get with that, or get with people in your own town and create your own groups to go find and mash out on these bonds. But that's how you do it, because you can't let these niggas flip the system. They're doing it through the system, through the kids, and you got to get back at these niggas. They don't have a right to do any of this shit. And if you go smash on them with the checks and balances that are in place, they got to get that shit up. They got to give, they have no choice. So stop letting these motherfuckers teach your kids this fuckery. I mean, it's really disconnecting them from the harmony of the universe. Teaching them that there is no divine masculine and no divine feminine, really. You can be whatever the fuck you want. Like, wait a minute, nature didn't have nothing to say about this? Fuck what nature said, huh? Nature, all right, hey, nigga, fuck nature. Hey, nigga, I'm this today. No, it don't work like that. Sorry. It don't work like that. So, just wanted to let y'all know about that. Please mash on these niggas trying to fuck your kids off. And the last thing I want to bring up, did y'all hear about the gamer who claimed transracial and got kicked off of Facebook? And this nigga was serious. He wasn't playing. He said, I identify with being black. He's like, nigga, I'm a black man from this point. He said, I'm black, nigga. And he was serious. And then they kicked the nigga off of Facebook for claiming to be black. Wait a minute. I can claim to be a they, a them, a cat? I can identify with being a cat, but I can't identify with being another color. What the fuck? That's absolute bullshit. Why? Because that color shit is some social construct. That's why. It's social. This is how they engineered the social society. It's classist. When these colors are class. And so you start switching colors, you start switching the class, you start moving the class line. This is why they label anybody coming from the Middle East, the MENA, Middle Eastern, North Africa countries, they call them white. Legally, they're white. Middle East, North African country people who immigrate over here are automatically given white status. Nigga, I mean, no matter, they be black as me, black as my shoe, black as a church shoe. These niggas are still gonna be labeled white. I am amazed. Well, always doing me nice, appreciate you. They still gonna be labeled white. Why? Because it's about the social power. If most immigrants that come over here mash out and work hard as fuck, they don't get caught up with niggas in the cities or, you know, just regular people. They don't get caught up with the regular brothers in the hood. excuse me, regular brothers in the hood or anything like that. They mash out for this bullshit what they call the American dream, right? But that work, that mash out, that shows up in society when they're just out there doing and putting it. So they want that work to go over to the white side of the game because it boosts their numbers as far as people who got property, the people who are the biggest population in the country, all of this shit, it goes to the white numbers. And you be like, yeah, 87% of the population in America is white. And you be like, damn, that's crazy, nigga. Only what? And you be like, shit, no, nigga, they don't mean this. They don't mean they mean paperwork wise. These niggas are Caucasian, which again adds to it. So this dude, he says, I'm black. He tries to transracially identify, and they tell him he can't do it. They say, nigga, you can't do it. Kick the nigga off of Facebook, off the gaming thing, everything. Just because he said he wanted to be identified with being black. He didn't say nothing bad about black people, nothing. He just said he felt like he would identify with that. Now, why can't he be that? Again, with the transgender people, no one's denying how you feel. I've said this before. You may, in a past life, have been a female, which you still have vestigial or leftover energy from that life, and you still feel that, which is why you might feel like that's who you are now. That happens. You live many, many lives before this. You could have been a man, could have been a woman, could have been black, white, Chinese, whatever, right? That happens. Told you the story about the little boy, the little Caucasian boy, who was in his past life a melanated sister who jumped out of a window, who lived in Chicago, jumped out of a window when the building caught on fire. Boom, and woke up, and she was a Caucasian dude. So that story is documented. Look for that on internet. They did it was on a TV show. They did a whole breakdown and not documentary, but a research on it, right? So if that can happen, then this dude might have been he might have been melanated in a past life. He may feel like that. Who's to say that that's not the case? Hey, that could have been the case. So if I can identify with being a cat, if a woman can get fired for not recognizing when a kid identifies as being a cat, when he meowed, she didn't meow back. if you can do that, then how come I can't fucking identify with being melanated? Again, because that shifts the societal power. And we can't have that shit. You're not gonna fuck with societal power. Nigga, the transgender bullshit, that don't have nothing to do with how the power structure is ran. Caucasian, black, white, black, nigga, that is class. Oh, hey, oh. No, we can't fuck with them numbers, right? So that's how that shit go. And then, again, you guys also understand that this, what you see as far as your skin color, is not what you actually are. This is what you're reflecting. Whatever color you see in an object means it's reflecting that color. It's not absorbing it. Most things, it's absorbing every other color except the color you're seeing. It's reflecting that color back out. So it's every other color but the color that you see. That's hilarious, right? So melanated people always out here calling yourself black. I'm black, black and proud. You're not this color. This is not the color you actually are. You are reflecting this color of the light. This is the ultraviolet light spectrum. You reflect ultraviolet light back out. So this is why you see yourself like this. And you reflect the different colors, the shades you are different, excuse me, is how much light or UV light you're reflecting. That's all that is. Niggas, that's science. That's the science of color, of seeing color. Whatever you see, whatever color you see in an object, that color's not there. It's reflecting that color back out into the world. So, hey, homie, you want to be a nigga? You want to be a nigga, guy? What's up, my nigga? What up, my nigga? They can't tell you can't be a nigga. You better make sure you motherfucking act like a nigga, though. Don't be walking out here telling me, hey, guys, I'm black. What's up, my dude? That shit was lit, man. What's up, cuz? Nah, you better walk in there with your nuts hanging down. What up, cuz? That shit was lit, my nigga. If I don't hear that from you, you ain't no nigga. I'm sorry. Not that all niggas talk like that. But I need to hear that from my nigga. Oh, man. And so, remember, guys, as I told you before, go mash out on these people. Get these bonds. Get this law. You know, I'm raising 1 million Johnny Cochrans. You already know the game. 1 million Johnny Cochrans. Right here. Police stop law package. Keep this in your car, please. Hand this to the police when they roll up and they want to start asking you questions. You hand them this and say, I don't answer questions. This has all the rights that you want to tell them. And what happens to them if they violate your constitutional rights, how they lose that qualified immunity. These 2 cards right here is the qualified immunity loss when they violate your rights and they knowingly violate your rights. That's why you always get them on camera doing it. That's why you should always have this right here. Do you see this right here? That's the body cam. You can get this from Amazon. This was $40. It's a dope little camera too. Clip it right here. Put that shit right on. You're like, yes, officer. Put that shit right there. Yeah, officer. Boop. Talking to the camera, officer. Right here. Don't move. They say, oh, you got to put your camera down. All right, well, all right, boop. And they always tell you that when they try to pull you out. Oh, put your camera down. No, all right, no, okay. Boop. It's right there. Now, again, you always, whenever you see the popo, you should always pull out your goddamn camera. I've told you this 1 million times. If you see a popo and they walking towards you and you pull out your camera, even if you don't know if he gonna be nice, you pull that, hey, what's up, officer? You pull that goddamn camera out because anything can happen and you always want to get that on camera for yourself because anything that the police officer records through his body camera, they can edit it. They can misfile the footage, so you'll never find it. They can just say it when you request the footage. It takes months and months and months, 10, 12, like a year sometime to get the footage. So you don't never want any of that shit. You always have your own footage of the incident. That way you can always smash in a timely manner and get your restitution, get your relief, your remedy for when they violate your rights. I got the camera, so if you get all this stuff on, can't say if they violate your rights and you want to go place a lien on their bond and you got all this footage. And the bond company has to do an investigation on how the police officer violates your rights. You got the footage right there. Here you go. Boop. What the bond company gonna say? So again, that's the police stop law. This is what you have in your car right here. This book, this Know Your Rights manual. This expounds on all the law that you should know at traffic stops and Terry stops, which are police stops on foot. All the laws you should know right here. All right, we all got, please arm your children with this. This is a new time, new age. Get these cats armored up. Armor your children. Hey, Iron Man these niggas with the law. Create new Iron Man in the hood. Some new law Iron Man, goddammit. Because it's not that hard to learn. It's not, especially when you're learning it in a group. And if you know the people who've been volunteering for the Know Your Rights Foundation, we got a big group of people now. Everybody's in there. They're learning at such a super pace because there's so many people to bounce the information off of. It's not that hard. And they're having fun. Law is fun, man, especially when you know some shit that 99% of the world don't know. 99% of the world don't know the law. You're going to be in a very, very small, actually less than 99%. or more than 99% of the world don't know the law. So you're going to be in a very, very small group of people who know how things are run. And trust me, that's very empowering when you start feeling like that. So you don't want to be an asshole when you get that power, but it's very empowering when you have that information and you can move. And now the popo can't tell you what to do because you know how to get at the popo. That is some empowering shit. All the shit you see when people be scared of the popo and yes, officer and all that, that's motherfuckers who don't know the law. People who know the law, they don't talk like that to the popo. What you want? Huh? You have suspicion? You have reasonable suspicion? What crime have I committed? They talk like that. What's your name and your badge number? That's Big Nick. They don't pussy out to the popo because the popo don't have the right to do anything they want to you. And if you knew the law, you would know that. Again, we got the police stop flashcards for your kids. Hand them this. Tell them to go kick it with their kids and pass this around 30 minutes a day. Not hard at all. We got volume 1, volume 2. And this is the Spanish deck right here. just got that out. This is also the Spanish Know Your Rights manual. Oh, Miss Bay, appreciate you. This is the Spanish Know Your Rights manual. You can see on the back. It's the Spanish. So we're gonna give you all the goddamn tools that we can for you to help yourself. We're not saving you. That's not how we talk. When we don't think like that. We are arming you with the tools you need to save yourself. We ain't your saviors. You save yourself. All of you are gods. No one needs to save you. You just need to figure out the path to get your God game up. That's all you need. Get your God game up. That's how, hey, nigga, where your God game at? Nigga, come, we out on the court, nigga. What's your God game like? What's your God game like? Got a Kobe God game, nigga? Or what? You got an Aloysius Jenkins God game. Who's Aloysius Jenkins? That's what I'm talking. That's what I mean. Nobody knows who that nigga is. Nobody knows Aloysius Jenkins game because he's Aloysius Jenkins is a bitch. But nigga Kobe, what is your God game like? Ask yourself that and then put it up. And then always make sure, remember, get this note, the Public Official Bonds book. This tell you how to go mash on those bonds. I just told you a quick way of how to do it. A real quick breakdown of how to do it. That's really simple. But it's simple. It sounded simple, but that is that simple. it is that simple how you do it. The footwork is what you have to mash out to do to go find the bonds, the writing the public request letter and all of that type of stuff to get the information. But when you do that, you smash on them with the law, make them know that it's public information and they have to give it to you, or that there's violations that they get there's penalties for them not doing it. Then you'll get it. And sometimes, most of the time, they won't even do like that. You can go in there and say, yeah, I want the bond information for such and such, such and such. And they'll be like, okay, well, hold on a second. And they'll just give it to you. Seriously, it's in some places where they're corrupt, they'll hide them. But a lot of places, they're not corrupt like that. They can just go in there and they'll give you that shit. So let's start smashing on these goddamn districts who are trying to take out the society from the kids. They're trying to take the kids out, man. This new bullshit mentality. Again, 50% of the school had to declare that they was gay in order to be in the goddamn parade. That's just some stupid shit. Of course the kids are going to fucking declare that they gay because they don't want to miss out on the party. You could have just had a pride parade. I'm proud to be whatever the fuck I am. And then everybody could have joined. But no, you had a gay pride parade with 50, where motherfucking you, to be in the goddamn, to be in the fun, you got to declare that you gay. Again, this is mental warfare. That's psychological warfare on the kids. Stop them from that shit. You got to get in the game. Armor up, get your gloves on, do what the fuck you got to do. But man, you got to protect these kids right now because they don't know what the fuck is going on. And they're being indoctrinated into some new bullshit, and you got to stop it. All right. So again, you get the package for free when you order the Great Book of Melanin Research. This is all the research they've been doing on us for the last 117 years. Now keep going. Every year go up. 117 years worth of research on your melanin, and you saw from the clip that melanin is in microchips, computer chips. And everything else too. So I've been trying to tell y'all that shit. It's in here. It says that shit in here. Melanin is the biggest superconductor, is the greatest superconductor in the universe. And you got it. You walking around with the shit. Ain't that crazy? I'm gonna give you an example. Most superconductors, anytime they need to use a superconductor, they have to cool it down to like less than 400 degrees below zero. It has to be super freezing so that it doesn't have any heat loss. Heat loss, is resistance to superconductivity. Like, so basically that's friction. If it's friction, then there's no superconductivity. It loses motion as it goes back and forth. So they have to cool it down so goddamn much, nigga, where it's so cold that there's no energy loss, and then they can move it around. Go look up like a levitating superconductivity video on YouTube, and you'll see they'll have some type of cold disc floating around a track. And then anywhere they position it, it'll stay that way. And they can float it around the track any type of way, just tap it and it'll go with that motion because it's superconductive. Like as soon as you tap, boom, the energy will stay flowing in it, right? Now that's when it's super cold. They're looking for something called a room temperature superconductor. This is what they're looking for. They've already found it. They just won't say what it is. That's your melanin. Your melanin is a room temperature superconductor when you are vibrating on a high frequency, or when you're super emotional too. That's also a way we power up the melanin. But you have it right on you. They've been talking about this shit, and this is why melanin is $430-something an ounce on the stock market. So, excuse me, it's in an ounce or a gram. I think it's maybe an ounce or a gram. Fucking crazy. Fucking worth more than gold and platinum. You walking around with it. Figure it out. And again, you get the Great Book of Melanin. You get the Alkaline Cookbook when you order that. And again, people stop asking me to send you this book. I send it to you when you make the order. It's a digital book. I send you all of these books in a digital form, and you get it in hard copy. So when you make the order, I give you digital copies of all of this, including this. This is you're only gonna get this in digital form because it's not mine. I can only give it as a gift. I'm not gonna make it and send it to you. So people, look at the goddamn digital books I gave you and go find this goddamn book. But you get this, again, you get this with it. And then don't forget, we got the vaccine exemption, the religious exemption cards right here. And this is, again, showing you that mayors and governors don't make law. They're the executive branch of the government. They're not the legislative branch, so they can't make law. If they make law, it's called color of law. If they're forcing some law that that's not on the book that the legislature didn't make, it's called color of law. Acting out of color of law means fake law. That's all it means. In legally, just so y'all know, the words color of law means fake law. And if you operate and try to enforce fake law, that's a violation. And you can be sued, you can be criminally prosecuted for that shit. Gotta let them know. All right. So get that right there. You can only get this. This doesn't come with the package. That's over. That was only for the last week of February. You got to go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org to get this if you want it by itself. And if you want the package by itself, go to knowyourrightsfoundation.org. But I also suggest y'all get this book right here if y'all want to learn about the Khazar Empire and how the Khazars converted to Judaism. Right here. This breaks it all down. This is by a Khazar. This book was written by a Khazar, just so you know. This ain't written by his own niggas. He exposed his own people. All right. So, man, that's it. My mouth's dry. I be talking too much. My mouth get dry. And I'm hungry. So, I'm about to get out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Everybody who be sending me comments. Appreciate that, man. And all the super chats. Love y'all, man. And everybody who's watching the God classes. Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know, if you need some questions, you want to know something about any of those God classes, let me know. I'm going to be releasing those periodically. Each God class is like 4 hours long, which is why you see you're getting it in parts like that. So part 7, you still got, for God class number 7, there's still going to be like, I think at least three more parts coming out to God class number 7. So just keep watching those. We were really vibrating when we were holding those God classes. I got 40-something God classes, y'all, that we did. Each one of them is like 3.5 to 4 hours long. That's how much information is still not it's still not on YouTube. Y'all don't even know. So we're gonna be releasing those. If you want to buy God classes, you can go to realnuggets.com and buy them. If you don't want to wait for me to put them up, you get 2 for $25. So all right. So all right, I'm out of here. I'm about to give me a turkey burger. You already know. Love y'all and peace.